providing evidence that he is a member of the notorious gang MS-13. He and his family deny that he's part of any gang. His wife, a U.S. citizen, attended yesterday's hearing and said she and their 3 American children will not give up in their efforts to bring him home.
Making funding requests to be in the biannual state budget.
The city and the county of Milwaukee asked for more funding to many different programs for the next biennial state budget. County Executive David Crowley was focused on justice.
If we want to make sure that we're delivering justice, that we're keeping people at the center of our community, we have to focus on public safety because those are the largest costs for Milwaukee County at the moment.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson's request centered on youth programming and infrastructure maintenance.
Milwaukee is the economic center, it's the cultural center, it's the diversity center, it's the economic center of the state of Wisconsin. And when Milwaukee is strong, then the entire state of Wisconsin is strong.
Elizabeth Lintonen, WTMJ News.
The arrival of spring means floral art at the Milwaukee Art Museum. Chief Experience Officer at Milwaukee Art Museum, Scott Schweibel, tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News what to expect at this year's Art in Bloom exhibit.
We partner with florists from around the region, and they pair it with a painting or a work from the permanent collection. Super fun, expressive, kind of creative experience of their arrangements are paired with a painting or a work of art.
Art in Bloom runs through Sunday. And in June, Harvard Business School will bring together groups of young leaders who are working across sectors to help their communities prosper.
It's called YALP, Young American Leaders Program. And according to Greater Milwaukee Committee President Joel Brennan, a cohort from Milwaukee will be among the 13 cities represented.
An alderwoman from the city of Milwaukee. We've got somebody from the fire department.
Through case method discussions and drawing on the experience of leaders themselves, Harvard faculty will bring into light positive examples of innovative cross-sector collaboration.
We can make sure that there are real, true connections and people who are coming up with local ideas and local solutions for the challenges we have.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Other cities represented include Nashville, Boston, Minneapolis, and San Jose. Sports, traffic, weather, and next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 9:04.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Homebuyer Helper Brian Wickert. One of our senior loan consultants recently helped their first-time homebuyer client win over 13 other offers. Of course, it was a team effort with their buyer's agent, and it centered around helping our clients understand what little difference there was to their monthly payment to offer over the asking price. And again, what little difference it would make to give the sellers peace of mind that they'd still buy even if the appraisal came in up to $20,000 short. But that's not all. Our consultant also texted and called the listing agent to reinforce how well qualified our buyers were and that they could, in fact, still close even if the appraisal came in low. Your Accunet consultant will help you understand your options so you can decide how aggressive you want to be. Then we do everything possible to help you win. Don't let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Know your options and get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
It's Debbie Loziga, and I'm so excited because I've chosen Kohler Services to transform my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luxstone shower this month. Kohler Services makes it so easy. They came to my home, took measurements, and answered all of my questions. I was able to feel the crushed stone wall material and design my custom shower. I can't wait for my installation. You can request your free quote for a custom Kohler Luxstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Okay, adventurers, listen up. Fox World Travel just dropped some seriously incredible Fox Group vacation destinations for 2026. Set sail on a yacht through the Croatian coastline, join a thrilling African safari, or immerse yourself in the mecca of all flower shows in London. And for the first time, we're introducing a woman's-only tour, partnering with Insight Vacations, Globus, and African Travel. But these are just a few of the exclusive offerings. But don't wait. They're filling up fast. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO to reserve your spot today.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers beat the Cincinnati Reds Friday night in their second game of the series at American Family Field, winning 3-2. The Brew Crew hope to continue their win streak later tonight against the Reds with the first pitch at 6:10 this evening. You can listen to the ball game right here on WTMJ. And the Final Four is finally here with all one-seeded teams facing off against each other. The first matchup will be against Florida and Auburn. Tip-off is at 5:09 p.m. And the second matchup will see Houston take on Duke. Tip-off is at 7:49 p.m. This college basketball tournament update is brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. All right, take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving time saver traffic. We got a couple of incidents on the road at I-94 west, the ramp from Wisconsin Route 100. The left shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. And then on I-94 east at the ramp from 35th Street, the right shoulder is blocked as well due to a disabled vehicle. And then we have on, Wisconsin Route 794 south, 0.3 miles beyond Car Ferry Drive, the right shoulder is blocked as well due to a disabled vehicle. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear on other major roadways across Milwaukee. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Saturday, we'll have early clouds throughout the day. It'll clear up throughout the afternoon with a high of 51 degrees. Tonight's going to be partly cloudy, gradual clearing skies with a low of 31 degrees. Tonight, Sunday, mostly sunny. Late day clouds rolling in with an overnight mix of snow and rain coming in with a high of 50 degrees. Monday, we'll get some morning snow and some minor accumulation is possible with a high of 39 degrees. Tuesday's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 39 by the lake and 46 degrees inland. And Wednesday will become mostly cloudy with a chance of evening rain and a high of 48 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 42. In Green Bay, it's 42. In Waukesha, it's 41. And in Milwaukee, it's 40 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:08.
The following program, the Fox World Travel Show, is paid for in full by Fox World Travel. The advice and opinions expressed during the Fox World Travel Show are solely that of the hosts and guests of Fox World Travel and not WTMJ or Good Karma brands. Need a vacation? Whether it's the trip of a lifetime or a weekend getaway, we can help. This is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
We'll talk about a trip of a lifetime. Rose Gray is in the Galapagos, and joining us today is Andrea Frederelli to talk about travel. I'm Libby Collins, by the way, in for Dayton Kane. And Andrea, I know we're also envious of where Rose is right now because that really is one of those trips that it's on a lot of bucket lists.
Yeah, it sure is. Good morning, Libby. Yeah, envious is a really great word to describe Rose Gray's life, isn't it?
No kidding. But you know what? You can have a life like Rose Gray because we've got some travel ideas and bargains for you today. And also, let's talk about how to find out more if you want to be the first one to learn about all of these special events and travel shows and places to go and where they can text.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So what Rose is doing right now is something that is part of our Fox Group Vacations product. So we have a team at Fox who really does a lot of digging and research and finding out where the hottest locations are, the coolest places to go, the best times of year, and then we customize those and put a group together. So Rose is actually escorting one of those groups right now, and we have, over the last couple of weeks, started to launch our 2026 groups. So I know Colleen and Rose over the last couple of weeks have gotten to launch some really cool, fun, exciting trips that we haven't done in the past, and also some of the ones that we would consider like our tried and trues. And we want all of our listeners who are interested in traveling with us to know about those. So today, if you want to text in FWT, F like Fox, W like World, T like Travel, to 855-616-1620, you can learn all about our 2026 Fox Group Vacations. We have more coming, but the ones that are out, oh my gosh, these are just so cool. And we want you to be able to be the first to know when we launch even more of those if you are someone that wants to wait to see what is all available before making that decision. So again, that is F like Fox, W like World, T like Travel, FWT, to 855-616-1620. And then you can learn more about our 2026 Fox Group Vacations and get on our insiders mailing list.
Okay, and make sure you do that all in capital letters, FWT, and that's to our Siding Unlimited talk and text line 855-616-1620. Okay, Andrea, so what are some of the trips they'll learn about? We mentioned Roses in the Galapagos. By the way, I'm going on an African safari.
Oh, envious of you
Fox
too,
in
Libby.
November. But you know, I mean, and both of those I know obviously sold out at this point. But there are a lot of other trips, and one that kind of intrigues me is that women's only tour through Scandinavia.
Yeah, we have heard about these before. We've had some inquiries about it, and it didn't look much into it, but it is very cool. You hear about a lot of these discoverers like Magellan and Marco Polo and all of these people, but there are a lot of cool women who are in travel as well. And we know that there are some tour companies out there that have women-led, women-run tours that we wanted to put together like a very small kind of intimate experience with that. So that is one of them that we have going on in 2026. We have a See Croatia by Yacht experience. We have a Mekong River cruise.
Hold it. You're going to have to stop here a second, Andrea. You said Croatia by yacht?
It is.
Now, what are we talking about?
Yeah, so it is a 9-day cruise, and you get to island hop along the coast of Croatia. Doesn't that sound like a dream? It's a very small experience. So it's a 38-passenger yacht. We have half that ship right now. And then there's local experts that are in Dubrovnik and Bol and some of the really cool little islands that are right around that coast of Croatia. And yeah, you get these VIP curated adventures. And because this yacht is so small, you get into a lot of these small ports and waterways that bigger ships can't get into. So it's really relaxed. It's a very cool thing. So yeah.
But wait a minute. We're talking yacht experience. So it's not like a big ocean liner where there are hundreds or thousands of people around you and everybody's, there's only so many people to cater to all of those individuals.
Right.
On a yacht, I mean, what an experience with only 38 people. Do you have any idea how many crew members there are?
That is a great question. I don't, but for typically something like this, they usually have a pretty good ratio. It's usually like one crew member to every 2 passengers is usually what we see for something like this. So I would expect it's probably something pretty similar to that for this one. And I do want to remind everybody too, in addition to the link that you'll get if you text in FWT to 855-616-1620, you can also go and go right to our website as well. So foxworldtravel.com. If you click on the hamburger menu icon in the top left-hand corner, under vacation travel, we have group travel. Under group travel, you'll be able to see all of the available options that we have out right now. We do still have some space on 2025, all of the 2026 groups that we've launched so far, more to come. And then you can also just really dive in, see the day-by-day itinerary, see some photos, see pricing. Everything is on that website for you as well.
Okay, now, the other one you started to mention before I interrupted you was the Mekong River Cruise, and that includes 2 nights in Saigon.
Yeah, that one's very cool. That is a tried and true trip that we've done before. Rose has taken this trip before. This is one of her favorite trips that she talks about. So you're getting a lot of cool opportunities to get into Cambodia and Vietnam along the Mekong. And for those that have river cruised before, this is a little bit more of an intimate experience as well. It's with Avalon, and they build these ships very specific to the Mekong. It's a little different than some of the other Avalon ships that people might be familiar with. So that's a really cool one as well. That's a 36-guest boat, our ship as well, too. So much smaller.
So it's another very small, catered type boutique kind of experience. So I know if you want to learn more about that, and like Andrea just said, text do this in capital letters, FWT to 855-616-1620, and you'll learn all about these 2026 Fox Group vacations. Andrea Pratarelli is here in for Rose Gray today, and we're going to get to some of your questions on the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620 right after this. And yeah, somebody wants to go to Africa. We're all about it on the Fox World Travel Show.
You're off to see the wonderful world, and then it's back to your own castle. Make sure yours is beautiful and up to date. Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best contractor for everything on the outside of your castle, welcomes you home to the best it can be. You should not have to worry about your home's integrity while you are away. Let Siding Unlimited ensure it with all the best exterior products. Hometown Siding Unlimited is recognized as one of the best contractors in America by the manufacturers of the nation's best products in siding, roofing, decks, and especially windows. They have the awards. Take the initiative, and Siding Unlimited will make you proud to come home every time, whether it's from an exotic tour or from the grocery store. Set up an appointment with Siding Unlimited for your castle renewal now, and we'll see you when you get back. Bon voyage from Siding Unlimited, and then welcome home. SightingUnlimited.com.
We didn't write the headline, the Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Economic uncertainty and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. Standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil. But retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized plans that adapt as needed. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Experience one of the greatest choral masterpieces of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and Milwaukee Symphony Chorus present the Brahms Requiem at the Bradley Symphony Center, April 11th through the 13th. MSO artistic partner Deshaun Burton and Sonia Headlam will be the soloists in this work, which will be conducted by music director Ken David Mazur. The Brahms Requiem is not so much a lamentation for the dead as it is a tuneful, comforting, heartfelt celebration of life. Complete performances of the work only come around every so often, so don't miss this special opportunity to revel in its romantic glory, April 11th through the 13th only. For tickets, call the MSO box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters for your home or your business. They came out and did the exterior of our house. The team walked around the entire house with me, pointed out a couple spots that I needed some extra work done. I didn't even realize it. The teams at CertaPro, they've got your back. Call and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. It's CertaPro Painters, the best in the business. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. It's CertaPro Painters. Took care of me, they'll take care of you. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Planning a vacation? We've got you covered. You're listening to the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Rose Gray is off today. Dayton Kane's off today, too. I'm Libby Collins in for Dayton, and Andrea Pratarelli is here for Rose. And Andrea, we've got some questions coming in on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. And one of them is, a husband and I are interested in Africa. Sounds like I could have written this. And what are the main differences in the two trips that you offer through Fox World Travel, Andrea?
So the two that we have that I'm guessing you're speaking of in 2026, we have Safari and Sunsets, South Africa and Zimbabwe, and then we have On Safari in Tanzania. So these are technically two different countries that you would be visiting in Africa. We find South Africa tends to be more geared toward first-timers who have not done a safari, who have not been to Africa before. Tanzania tends to be a little bit more geared towards people who might have done South Africa before and looking for something different. Both you get very cool experiences to be on safari, see a lot of the game drives. The South Africa trip is going to include Victoria Falls, which I know is some people are trying to check off, some of those wonders of the world and see some of those really cool things out in nature. So that would be something that would be really interesting to see. Different times of the year that we're offering. So dates might make a difference for this couple as well. So the South African Zimbabwe trip is going to be happening in May. That one is May 3rd to the 15th. The Tanzania safari is happening end of October. So that's October 31st to November 12th. Both are going to be with our very, very, very good friends at African Travel. African Travel is who you will be traveling with, Libby. So I know you've done a little research on yours. So if you want to talk, maybe if you've, anything that was kind of appealing to you about Tanzania this time around.
Well, it really wasn't. We're going in the tour that leaves, I think, October 31st and through November 15th. I might be a little off on these dates, but the tour that we're going, and the reason I was so excited about it is it's almost all game drives. There are game drives in the morning. There are game drives in the afternoon. Of course, there's very luxurious quarters that we're going to be staying in at the various places throughout Tanzania. But Tanzania is such a rich country in terms of history and culture. And of course, if you really want to see the animals in their natural habitat, this is the place to go. And that's what excited me more than anything, Andrea.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Libby. It would be more, it's hard to explain this, but it would be more animals. I think if you went to Tanzania, a lot more game drives. You're still going to get that with the South Africa trip, but you're going to see a little bit more of like the architecture, and like they'll take you to see where, Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was incarcerated if you do the South Africa trip. So you get a little bit more history and a little bit more of that side, I think, with the South Africa one than you would with Tanzania. Those are probably going to be the biggest differences, I would say.
Yeah, and of course on the Tanzania one, you do not go to Victoria Falls.
Correct.
That's the one thing that I'm going to miss, but I'm okay with lots of game drives because hey, listen, Andrea, did you ever see the movie Out of Africa?
I have, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is more the experience that I wanted, and I know it starts out at the Arusha Coffee House, and there's just so much to see there. I'm just so excited about it.
Yeah, these are going to make for some very, very, very cool experiences. I got a sneak peek into the vehicles that we have, African Travel has for those game drives in Tanzania, and they are so perfect. There's like 6 captain chairs, and there's a cooler, and there's like, it's very, very cool.
Well, that's how I talked my husband into it. So we've got other trips. Maybe you want to go to Africa. Maybe you want to go someplace else. Andrea Pratarelli is here, and she's happy to either answer your questions by text or on the phone on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line. The number to call is 855-616-1620. And don't forget to text capital F, capital W, capital T to that same number to learn more about 2026 Fox Group Vacations. We've got lots to talk about with Andrea, and if you want to go to Alaska, she's going to tell you all about it. It's all ahead on the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Home septic and mound systems require regular maintenance. If that's news to you, you've got to get to this free seminar from Hare Construction. Hare, the local experts, literally wrote the book on septics and mounds. They're hosting a free event Saturday, April 12th in Oconomowoc. The most powerful, up-to-date information and tips to benefit your septic or mound system. Nothing to sell you here, just a free opportunity to get your questions answered. Visit the website, harecorp.com. That's HERR Corp.com.
When you come to Kendor Marine, you'll find parts you didn't even know you needed. And if you're a boating enthusiast, like I know you are, then you're going to love wandering the aisles here. We've staked our reputation on thinking just like you. So we know what you need now and what you're going to need later to keep your boat in tip-top shape. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We've got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, boaters!
We have the go-to marine store. And it's not just because we have all the boat parts and supplies you'll ever need, including oddball parts you thought you'd never be able to find. And it's also because we're cheaper than the other guys, too. So why shop anywhere else? This is Dave Doro from Kendor Marine. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We've got everything you need but the water.
Planning a getaway? Reserve a parking space that includes superior service and value. Exec Park is the only local family-owned valet parking serving travelers using Mitchell Field for over 42 years. Exec Park has an even greater deal for a limited time just for WTMJ fans. It's just $8.50 a day with cash payment when you mention WTMJ. To get terrific valet parking at this amazing rate, make your required parking reservation today. Call 414-747-1000 or visit execpark.com and tell them you're a fan of WTMJ.
Plan a perfect vacation, no matter your budget. This is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
And today we have Andrea Pratarelli here for Rose Gray. I'm Libby Collinson for Dayton Kane. And every time I'm here on the Fox World Travel Show, people want to find out about going to Alaska, which really is like our last frontier here in the United States, and you've got a lot of different ways to experience it.
We do, yeah. This year, we are offering 7 different ways to get to Alaska if you do one of our Fox Group vacations. I just want to make sure I point out that this is not the only thing we do. We do not just do Fox Group vacations. If you're looking to do Alaska a little bit differently or some of our dates don't work for you, we have a lot of partners that we work with across the board. Holland America, Celebrity, Princess, all sorts of people that do land and cruise, just some that just do land that we can customize for you. But I do, since we have been talking about our wonderful group product that we offer, wanted to point out that on that same website, foxworldtravel.com, getting over to our group page, we have 7 different opportunities if you'd like to join us in 2026 to see Alaska. A lot of them are going to be a little different. Some of them are Alaska with Denali. Some of them are Alaska and the Yukon, which gets you a little bit further up into that last frontier that you talked about, Libby, and get you into Canada, do a little bit more rail with that one. So lots of different options that you can choose from. You're going to see most of them are going to be offered in late May, but mostly June, July, and August, as that is peak season for Alaska. Best weather, best opportunities to see the animals, to see some of the whales when you're on the ship. So those are very cool. We are offering one that I want to point out that we have not done before that I'm very excited about in March. And you're thinking, why in the heck would I ever want to go to Alaska in March? But that is when you can see the best northern lights. So one of the new ones that we have for 2026 is Alaska Winter Wonders and the Northern Lights, which is March 2nd to the 8th, 2026. So that would be something very cool that you get to see the Denali and those northern lights.
And so where would you be staying? What towns, I mean, other than Denali, is that exclusively Denali? Or
No,
is it
so
anyplace else?
you start in Anchorage and you end in Fairbanks. So you're doing, and then 2 nights in Talkeetna in the middle as well. But you do get to take some rail and see Denali and the park and the preserve as well.
So as far as Fairbanks and the Northern Lights, I can tell you this. My son was a newspaper reporter in Fairbanks for over 3.5 years. And being there, because Fairbanks is not a big city, you can see the Northern Lights like you can't even imagine.
The photos look fake. They're so beautiful.
He used to talk about it, that he had never seen anything more magnificent. And that was one of the reasons, that was one of the things when he left Alaska that he said he was going to miss most. So yeah, that you have the opportunity to go in March. That is definitely the time to experience that.
It would. And this trip, actually, you on this tour, you get a professional photographer with you that helps you give photography tips at night to get the best photos of those northern lights. So this would be a photographer's dream on this trip right here.
Oh, that's an amazing experience. All right. You want to find out more? Text FWT to 855-616-1620, and you will hear all about those 2026 Fox Group vacations. We're going to have more with Andrea Pratarelli right after the news, but it is 9:30, and that means we've got Sean Brinda in the WTMJ Breaking News Center.
Thanks, Libby. A Waukesha County judge has granted a convicted killer's request to represent himself during his appeal. Daryl Brooks is currently serving 6 life sentences for the deaths in the 2021 Waukesha Christmas parade attack. He represented himself during the original criminal trial and pleading not guilty to putting super glue in a coworker's soda. 34-year-old Joseph Ross of Milwaukee faces 1 felony for placing foreign objects in edibles. A woman informed State Fair Park Police that the drinks on her desk have had a strong chemical smell the last few weeks, and she got extremely sick after drinking them. After setting up a hidden camera, she caught Ross putting something in those drinks. Police found super glue in Ross's desk. Ross posted the $10,000 bond on Tuesday. He's due back in court on May 13th. And an interim chancellor is named for UW Stevens Point. Pratima Gandhi will take the role on July 14th. She's currently the Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration. She replaces Chancellor Thomas Gibson, who will become the Chancellor of UW Milwaukee in July. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. We got one incident out on the road. At this time, a disabled vehicle on the exit to 13th Street from I-94 East is out there. Be aware of that. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across the Milwaukee area. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, we'll get some gradually clearing skies and it'll be cool and breezy with a low of 11 degrees. Sunday, sunny, breezy, and chilly with a high of 26 degrees. Monday, we're looking to see warmer skies. We'll be getting some possible snow coverage with a high of 34 degrees. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 34. And then Wednesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 40 degrees. Right now in Green Bay, it's 43 degrees. In Waukesha, it's 43. And in Milwaukee, it's 40 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:32.
CertaPro Painters, transform my house. WTMJ's John Mercure here. It's absolutely beautiful. The pros came out to our house, sat down with my wife Michelle and me, weren't sure what color we wanted. They were able to walk us through specific colors for our house and for our neighborhood. That's just how they roll. For your home or business, it's CertaPro. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Call right now and ask about their spring sales event going on now through May 15th. They are quite simply absolutely the best. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
It's Debbie Loziga, and I'm so excited because I've chosen Kohler Services to transform my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luxstone shower this month. Kohler Services makes it so easy. They came to my home, took measurements, and answered all of my questions. I was able to feel the crushed stone wall material and design my custom shower. I can't wait for my installation. You can request your free quote for a custom Kohler Luxstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Gotta get away? No one does it better. Back to more of the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
And we have Andrea Pratarelli here in for Rose Gray. And, of course, your questions on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. I'm Libby Collins. And let's go to one of those questions, Andrea. Good morning. My daughter is traveling to Scotland and Ireland this summer. Does she need anything besides her passport to enter those countries?
That is a great question. And yes, she will need something to enter Scotland specifically. So as of January 8th, the United Kingdom, which comprises of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, now has a requirement that you need to apply for an ETA, which is an electronic travel authorization. It's an electronic visa of sorts before you go. You will not need that for Ireland if you're not going into Northern Ireland, but you will need that for Scotland. My partner and I have a fun game we like to play. We have to put $1 in a jar every time Rose talks about this website, but I'm going to say it again because it's super helpful. Travel.state.gov. This is the Department of State website, and I use it. I have it pinned everywhere. It is in my favorites bar on every browser that I have. Travel.state.gov. This is where you can find the best entry-exit requirements, any travel advisories for any international location that you might be traveling to. So I would recommend that this texter visit this website. You can go ahead and enter in the United Kingdom under the International Travel tab, and this will tell you everything that you need to know about, again, arrival, entry, any requirements that you need to have in terms of vaccinations, passport pages, things like that. So you will need to have a valid passport to get into both. There is a link on that website as well under that tourist visa that you will need for Scotland. And it's very simple. Rose actually applied for it a couple weeks ago because she's going to be visiting shortly. And it took about 15-20 minutes to get that processed. It's a pretty small cost, but that will you absolutely will need that to get into Scotland, and you will need to apply for that prior to.
Is that a new requirement?
It is, yeah. That started as any arrivals for U.S. citizens after January 8th. So it's only been around for a couple months at this point. They had talked about it for years prior, that they were going to implement this, and it just kind of kept getting pushed back and pushed back. This is going to be a little bit of a nice little segue for me to, just as a reminder, if anyone follows any blog posts or travel articles, things like that, the rest of Europe has been talking about for several years having a visa requirement for U.S. citizens to visit the rest of Europe as well. It's called the ETIAS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System. This was already supposed to take place in 2021, where U.S. citizens visiting the Schengen areas, which is, I think, 36 countries that comprise of that area in Europe, that you would need to apply for this e-visa as well. That has been pushed back multiple times, and at the last we had heard up until last week was that it was going to be sometime in 2025. However, they have since pushed back again, and now it sounds like that requirement isn't going to be in play until the last quarter of 2026. So we have well over a year and a half before that's likely going to come into play. But as we hear more about that requirement, as we know Europe is a very hot destination for a lot of our travelers, we will certainly keep everybody up to date on that as well.
All right, it's 9:38, 44 degrees at WTMJ. Follow up to Africa, Andrea. We got to clear this up. Somebody says that they're a little concerned. They don't know exactly what a game drive entails. It's not killing animals. This is more photographic. I mean, I couldn't do it if we weren't just going to observe.
Oh, yes. No, absolutely. Yes. These are protected reserves that the animals live and thrive and do all of the things. I can't promise that you won't see the circle of life in Mother Nature happening where animals maybe killing other animals. But this is not any sort of game drive where we are doing any sort of hunting or anything like that. That is not what this is. This is truly just to see. You are in a vehicle and you are getting to witness a lot of the big five, the hippos, the giraffes, the rhinos, the elephants, really truly in their natural habitat. You typically have on board some professional photographers. You can take all the pictures that you want, but this is just to truly see them.
Yeah, so no animals will be killed by me, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Another follow-up is the northern lights. They want to know, can you see them at any other time? But with that sunlight, especially in the summer months up there, it's really bright all night long.
It is, yeah. Obviously, being in the evening is going to be the best time to have those photos taken. I have not been during the day or to Alaska during that time of year, so I'm not entirely sure. But
I have.
Oh, yeah. Tell us.
I was there literally on the equinox where it was 24 hours of sunlight, and believe me, it just doesn't get dark, so you can't see anything at that time.
Yeah, so lots of opportunities to see those northern lights for that time of year.
All right. We've got Andrea Pratarelli here. And if you've got questions about travel, I know there's a trip to Costa Rica we're going to be talking about, and also getting to your questions on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. And if you want to find out anything about the trips being offered by Fox Group Vacations for 2026, just text capital F, capital W, capital T to 855-616-1620. It's the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
I'm John Mercure, joined by my friend Jay Saunders, the PR manager at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Jay, thanks for being with us. April's going to be busy at Potawatomi. Tell us about it.
John, always good to talk to you. A busy and fun month you won't want to miss. Let's start with April 14th, which is a holiday here in Milwaukee, 414 Day. We're going to have $4.14 food and drink specials throughout the property, cheese curds and a special 414 hot dog at Potawatomi Marketplace, and beers and brats at the annex of the Sportsbook, all for $4.14. Speaking of the Sportsbook, if you place a bet on the Brewers game that day, you get a free hat, and everyone can get a free 414 T-shirt to help celebrate our great city.
Man, I love that. And the draft, Jay, is coming to Green Bay later this month. I'm sure you guys are going to be celebrating.
Oh, this is going to be a statewide party, John. You know this. The sports day and the Sportsbook is going to be really busy with the draft excitement, all sorts of betting opportunities, like who's the first overall pick, hoping to have some special surprises for you, like we normally do. Plus, all weekend long, we'll have $1 off of draft beers. And if you want to head up to Green Bay without all the traffic headaches, we've got a cool offer through our hotel that includes hotel room and shuttle up to Green Bay and some food and beverage options.
Oh, man, that sounds so much fun. And what's cooking at Potawatomi this month?
Well, right now we're still in Lent, so Fridays we've got the 5 different seafood meals at 5 different restaurants. On Easter Sunday, we're going to have a very special dinner for 2, Easter feast at Dream Dance Steakhouse, including steak and lobster and a special dessert. Dream Dance also right now has a new prime rib dinner special on Thursday nights. And on the casino floor, we've got 2 really cool new promotions. Enchanted Spins is a quest for you to win your share of $300,000. And on Saturdays, Gold Breaker's back. You can win $10,000 just for sitting in your favorite slot machine.
For more info, check out Potawatomi.com. Jay Saunders, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, John.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
A Rolex isn't as cheap as a Casio, and you can't buy a gold bar for the price of a candy bar. But while they last, you can buy high-end Beautyrest Black and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hassellus Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These are the best of the best, and now you can get them for way less. Like a Beautyrest Black LX Hybrid was $3,599, but now it's just $971. Or a Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres Pillow Top was $1,093, but the floor model is just $546. Visit any employee-free Hassellus showroom and test your favorite floor model without salespeople breathing down your neck. You won't find these mattresses priced this low anywhere else. It's like buying a Lamborghini for $10,000 just because it sat on the showroom floor. Only a few floor models are available at each Hassellus mattress location, and when they're gone for good. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassellus.com.
Take care of your vacation issues before you hit the road. You're listening to the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
And we are here with Andrea Pratarelli. She's in for Rose Gray. And another trip I know that you've got offered. I don't go to that many places, Andrea, but I actually have been in Costa Rica. And it was amazing. And you've got a wonderful trip coming up in November.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Costa Rica tends to be one that you can kind of do it one of 2 ways. On the Guanacaste side of the country, that's typically where the better beaches are and where all of the all-inclusives are located. So oftentimes then you'll fly into Liberia and that would be kind of a relaxing all-inclusive trip. Other times people want to get more into the country and be able to see Arenal Volcano and into the jungles and the sloth sanctuaries and all of the kind of fun stuff that you can get when you go into it. So that is what we are offering, that second option. For 2025. I know we've been talking a lot about 2026, but we do still have some space on the Wild Wonders of Costa Rica 2025. This one is November 1st through November 8th, so this is an 8-day tour. And this you'll get to kind of walk on the wild side of Costa Rica. You get to go on some boat rides, some nature walks. There's hot springs. You get to do some butterfly gardens, see the rainforest. Of course, you need to zip line because Costa Rica is where zip lining was invented. So you get to zip line through the cloud forest. We've included an authentic cooking class. With this one, some fruit plantations, monkeys, macaws, all sorts of really cool things. So if you are a nature lover, somebody that wants to really get to see a lot of the national parks and Arenal Volcano and everything that Costa Rica has to offer, this would be a really, really, really great option for you. And we are getting close to the point where we do have to release some of that unsold space that we have. So we have a few seats left on that one. So again, to find more information, you can go to our website, foxworldtravel.com. If you click on the menu button in the top left-hand corner under vacation travel, then you can go to group travel, Fox Group Vacations, and you can see all of the offers that we have for 2025 and 2026, including Wild Wonders of Costa Rica.
And of course, the amazing thing about Costa Rica is everybody speaks English.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They really, really put a lot of resources into schooling in Costa Rica and education.
Yeah.
Yes, military and education is really high there. So English is wildly spoken throughout the country. Everyone is just super friendly. Tourism is big there, so they know that they really want to take care of us and make sure that we get to experience their country the way they would want us to.
They really love Americans. All right, we've got Andrea Pratarelli here. And again, if you have questions for her, you can get through on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. Got a question about somebody going to Venice. They're only going to be there for 24 hours before they get on a cruise ship. Is there anything must-see that you know of in Venice? Of course, that's where those canals are.
Yeah, I would say high on my list, which you could do in a day, I would definitely visit St. Mark's Square. A lot of that you can just do on your own. You can walk around. There's some shops. There's some restaurants. So that would be definitely something that I would do. I would visit the Rialto Bridge. Definitely try and just wander around the back streets of Venice. That's very cool to do. You can do... there are some parks that you can visit if you wanted to as well. But yeah, I could probably spend half a day myself just in St. Mark's Square.
Yeah. Would you take a gondola ride?
Oh, yes, of course. That is definitely high on the list as well. I feel like you can't go to Venice and not do a gondola ride. So definitely adding that to the list as well. But yeah, you can kind of just get hopelessly lost down some of the back streets. And again, good shopping. There's a basilica. The San Marco Basilica is there as well. So that would be very cool.
And take time for a gelato.
Eat the gelato, do the boat, do the St. Mark's Square. Yeah, that would be absolutely, you could fill that in a day.
And of course, people watching. In Italy, it's fabulous. You just sit on one of those sidewalk cafes and watch the people walk by.
Absolutely.
All right, we're coming up to 9:48. We've got 45 degrees at WTMJ. We're going to get up to 51 degrees today, and it's going to be cloudy all day, too. So don't worry, and you might take an umbrella along as well. Coming up, we've got more questions on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line with Andrea Pratarelli, and also a couple more trips we're going to tell you about. Did you ever think about traveling by train in Switzerland? Oh, she's going to tell you all about it. Plus, we got a question about Boston. It's all ahead on the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited continues to build amazing backyard spaces. Imagine grilling on your new deck or entertaining friends on your outdoor kitchen. Adding a screen room is another way to enhance your space. Outdoor Living Unlimited provides ideas, custom designs, and installation of some of the area's finest projects. Stop by our showroom on Saturday, April 26th from 9 to 1 p.m. for our open house. See why Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
She's different and special and loaded with personality.
And there's one more thing, but you can't explain it in words. She's the one.
She's the one.
The one. You know it.
Your friends know it.
The whole world knows it. We curated a special selection of engagement rings for her.
Can you guess what we call it?
We call it the One Collection by Kessler's. Because these engagement rings are different.
And special.
And loaded with personality. And one more thing. But you can't explain it in words.
Engagement rings in the One Collection start at just $725.
But some of them are more. A lot more.
But we've got you covered.
First, we have 12 months financing at 0%. Or second, we have 36 months financing at 9.99%, both with approved credit.
Third, we have second chance financing if you need someone to give you a second chance.
And don't forget the Kessler's warranty. The strongest warranty of any jewelry store in the world.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout Southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at AzuraLiving.com. It's Azura.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Plenty of vacation? We've got you covered. You're listening to the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
And Andrea Pratarelli is here in place of Rose Gray, who's in the Galapagos right now, and Libby Collins, and for Dayton Kane. And Andrea, let's talk a little bit about Boston. Somebody wants to know, what can they see there?
You could probably spend an entire week in Boston and not see everything. There's so much to do in Boston. It kind of depends, I guess, on what it is that is interesting to you. They have an unlimited number of museums. The Boston Library is there, so if you're really into the Museum of Contemporary Arts is there. All sorts of, again, museums, stuff like that. You could go to Harvard Square. I think that's a lot of people want to, kind of go hit up and see where Harvard University is. Fenway Park, I feel like, kind of has to be a must-have, even if you're only a little bit into sports. I feel like you kind of have to see America's most beloved ballpark. Charlestown is really cool. I've had a lot of people who have stayed in Boston who've done Charlestown, where you can kind of go see where the Battle of Bunker Hill was.
And you can get on the Constitution there.
You
I
certainly,
think that's still there. Yeah,
you can. And one thing that I've heard a lot of good people, or a lot of good feedback from those that have been to, is taking the Freedom Trail. Depending on what time of year you go and if the weather's cooperating, it's a 2.5 mile trail that takes you past 16 historic landmarks. So I feel like even if you're not a history buff, if you go to Boston, that's something that you probably want to be able to see. And there's all sorts of cool shopping and dining. Oh my gosh, the dining is very cool there too.
Seafood.
Oh, for sure,
like
yes.
Seafood.
And the New England Aquarium is there. So again, if you wanted to do something indoors one day, maybe if the weather wasn't nice, and kind of see some of those cool aquatic animals, that would be something to do as well.
Oh, and you mentioned Bunker Hill. There's a monument, and you can walk that up. There's a tower, and I actually did that one. There's 294 steps. So it's a really nice workout.
Yeah, you make sure you have your Fitbit on that day. Be tracking your steps, because I'm sure you could easily double what the normal recommended amount is, for sure, if you're walking around Boston.
Once you get to the top, you do see a lot, but it's fabulous. There's so much to do there. All right, Andrea, we got a couple more trips I wanted to ask you about. And one is, and I had a friend who did this. They took a train through Switzerland, and it's just amazing.
It is, and that is something that we have been seeing a big uptick in inquiries for lately. Switzerland is always really high on a lot of people's bucket lists, I think. There's so much to see and do there. And one way to get around really easily and get into some of the places that you might not be able to get on your own would be to do it by rail. So we have something that is what we call a small group discovery. In July of 2026. So this one is July 10th to the 18th. So it's a nice 9-day tour. And this is going to take you to Geneva and Zermatt and the Interlaken and Lucerne. And you end in Zurich, which everybody kind of wants to see as well. So yeah, starting in Geneva, ending in Zurich, and kind of everywhere in between. It's a very, very cool and unique way to be able to get into, again, some of those countries. And these are not I don't want anybody to think this is like an Amtrak sort of rail, which is what we're used to here. These are European rail systems are phenomenal. They're very different, very, very comfortable. Lots of windows for you to be able to see out, dining, cars, and we've added some tours along the way when you stop. So we have a boat ride when we get into the Lake District, and you get to go on one of the cable cars that they have there and see Lion Monument and Chapel Bridge, and the Matterhorn. Obviously, that's something that's really big that everybody wants to see as well. So this one's a very cool one, something unique that we haven't done in the past. We've done Switzerland not by rail, but this is very, very high on people's bucket lists. So definitely check that one out as well.
Yeah, like you said, the trains in Europe are not like what we're used to around here.
Absolutely not.
All right, so finally, we're getting into spring. I don't know about you, but I have missed seeing flowers in bloom. But you've got a trip where you can see flowers galore.
We have 2 trips that you can see flowers galore. So if you are somebody that has a little bit of a green thumb, I think these 2 would be very, very interesting to take a look at. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Chelsea Flower Show, which is in May of 2026. So this one is going to be a little bit, you get a little bit of everything with this one. So you're in London, you are in the Netherlands, you are in Belgium, and you are in France. So you get a lot of cool places in one. So it's London, Amsterdam, Bruges, which happens to be one of my favorite European cities. I can speak for Rose when it's one of hers as well, Bruges, Belgium, and then ending in Paris. And this one is going to truly be, again, a gardener's dream. You get to witness the world's largest flower auction, which takes place in Amsterdam, which is the Chelsea Flower Show. You get to go down the English Channel. You get to see where they have gardens and flower markets there as well. There's an international flower trade that happens in France. There's, this one's a very cool one too. Again, very going to be dedicated to anyone that is looking at, again, gardening, flowers, all things. You get to go to Monet's garden when you're there, which is obviously something that's high on priority list if that's something that's of interest to you too. So that one can also be found under the group vacations page if you go to our website. But again, I do want to remind everybody you can text FWT, Fox World Travel FWT, to 855-616-1620, and you will get a link that will bring you right to where you need to go for all of those 2026 tours. I do know sometimes if you type FWT, it autocorrects to get. I see a couple get text messages as well, so if you want to give us another text message to the FWT one instead, that will get you to where you need to go. But you can learn all about that one and more by texting in.
And make sure you do it all in capital letters, FWT. Well, Andrea, it's been amazing to have you here today. We've got like 30 seconds about a travel credit card offer, and it's pretty incredible. How can you learn more about that?
Yeah, so this is actually one that myself, I know Rose, a lot of the people at Fox have this specific credit card because it does give you the most bang for your buck as it relates to travel perks. So I know that Chase has their 100,000 point offer alert if you sign up for them. This is certainly in no way, shape, or form a bid to try and get anybody to do this, but if you are someone that travels a lot, Chase has some really great travel offers out there for if you sign up, you get 100,000 points. That I think is like a $2,000 value.
That's a lot of credit.
It's a lot of credit to be able to travel.
Andrea, we are out of time. Andrea Prattarelli from Fox World Travel. Thanks so much. It's Money Talk right after the news on WTMJ.
The preceding program, the Fox World Travel Show, is paid for in full by Fox World Travel. The advice and opinions expressed during the Fox World Travel Show are solely that of the hosts and guests of Fox World Travel and not WTMJ or Good Karma Brands.
Thinking of building or remodeling? Then don't miss the Metro Builders Association's free spring tour this weekend. See new homes, condos, subdivisions, and lots all over South